I'm exhausted. I took on a new contract as a casting manager for a television network. I've had no sleep, but I gotta get this video out. What happened to my last video? YouTube didn't put it out there. I had 5 different predictions that all came into the same space, and I'm going to share with you something so important today. And yes, I'm going to read this because I wrote this script and it's pretty long. I'm going to repeat a few things because we're talking about the architecture of existence. We're talking about changing the future. How do you do it? People are doing it right now. So what if your thoughts were not just internal whispers, but the literal architectural blueprint for the world around you? Your thoughts, your internal whispers. What if everything out here was that? It is the case. I'm going to talk about science. For nearly a century, we've puzzled over the readings of Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet, who left us with a hauntingly simple maxim: the spirit is the life, the mind is the builder, and the physical is the result. We're focused on these cataclysmic predictions, he says, but we're not paying attention to the most important part. The mind is the builder. This can change, and it is, including what happens on this planet and all his predictions about the safe zones. I hope you watch that video. Today, we're moving beyond philosophy and into the laboratory. We're exploring the inner technology that bridges the gap. You know, I love science, the gap between a thought and a molecule. If you use this, it happens right now. We will examine the DNA phantom effect. I've covered this briefly. The science of how focused emotion physically reshapes your genetic antenna and how a small group of people can stabilize the entire Earth's magnetic field through a biological unified field. This is the science of the mind builder. This is what Cayce talked about. Canon, Hopi, the Bible. Yes, it's happening now. I'm going to teach you how to use it because today I'm going to give you the secret to changing our entire reality, our future, and empower you to override anything, anyone, any situation that you believed had power over you. Prepare, because everything changes now. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears and live an amazing life. I'm running on empty. Is that really possible? No, because we're one and I have resources. I've been filming orbs in my bedroom. We have things appearing right now. Why? When you remove the veils, they are ours to choose. You will get exposed to, you will have access to a space here of total intelligence that is you and that you are formulating at every moment. Mind is the builder. This is Edgar Cayce. How reality is being altered right now. It's happening. We're going into March and going to experience some really cray-cray stuff. What's the cray-cray? Big changes. Why? Take a real good look at it. Do I need to let it go? Do I need to change how I'm working? Do I need to change how I'm earning? Do I need to change how I'm thinking? Yeah? Are you hanging on to things you don't think you are? There's so much programming that goes on. Everything around us is programming. We are going to rise above it now, and you will see a change. Big changes happening here at this moment and beyond. This starts what I call the transition into the golden era. I hope you'll subscribe because I'm going to continue to talk about this very powerful space that we're going into. And I'm talking about science. It's not woo-woo anymore. It's not all talk. It is documented. I'm going to talk about that today. Those of you who want to go into my private membership, I'm actually going to talk about stuff that I'm not going to put on this channel. One is a dream I had last night that was pretty profound. Is it a glimpse into the future? Or was it one reality that I stepped into? I'm going to post that video in there. So those of you who are members, get ready for that. And I meet with you live every weekend. You get all my videos early. And those of you who haven't read my book, give it a try. If you're not stuck in the old era of this is how things are, you're going to get this. You'll never have to read another spiritual book again. I'm telling you, there are no limits to what you are. Source has no limits, no division, no judgment, no separation. Go into it, my friend, because that penthouse welcomes everyone. The spirit is the life, the mind is the builder, and the physical is the result. The physical is the result. When we sort this out and we realize spirit is the life, mind is the builder, the physical is the result, then we realize it's the reverse of everything we thought. We're controlled by the physical. It just happens to us, and then it affects our internal. No, no, no. This causes this thought, causes that reality. You can change it all right now. Watch all of it. Have you seen that 3 seconds to manifest anything video of mine? I did that years ago. That was the first video that took my channel to the next level. Why? People really related to that. You can actually change everything in 3 seconds. Go watch it. The spirit is the life, the mind is the builder, the physical is the result, is the cornerstone of Edgar Cayce's philosophy, appearing in various forms across thousands of his discourses. Here's the documentation of what he said and the how-to mechanics he provided for altering reality. I'm going to tell you how to alter reality. If you want to, join me. It doesn't take many of us. People are doing it, and you're going to see many more massive changes, and a lot's going to crumble. That's just the old foundations that don't work. The core maxim, here's the documentation. While this phrase appears in many readings, one of the most direct citations is spirit is the life, mind is the builder, the physical is the result. That's reading 3359-1. Cayce emphasized that the mind acts as the bridge. It takes the universal force, spirit, and patterns it into material form. In reading 900-374, he further clarifies what you think that you put your mind to work upon, that your soul body becomes. What you think that you put your mind to work upon, you think it, put your mind to work, that your soul body becomes. It all says yes. It's that simple. So how do we alter reality? Here's the Cayce method to alter reality. Cayce didn't just say thoughts were powerful. He gave specific inner technologies for changing the future. A lot of people say, oh, think positive. It's so much greater than that. You're a co-creator. Does that make you nervous? Okay, you need to get over that too, because all is one. It's beautiful. It's perfect. Step A, set a spiritual ideal. Cayce taught that you cannot change your reality effectively without a spiritual ideal, right? You have to have that thought. Before trying to manifest money or health, you must ask why. So here's where we go haywire. Here's the reading. In the creating of thought is the creating of the idea. In the creating of desire is the creating then of action. Now combine action, combine thought, and these become a reality in the physical plane. That's reading 136-37. It's that simple. You have to start with that thought, which mostly is a belief, which comes from patterns and conditioning and all the garbage that your parents spewed on you. But guess what? It was spewed on them and them and them and them. You have to break that chain and quit blaming anybody. They're a product of the lack of the love and compassion that they had, abuses, you name it. We cannot blame anybody. We chose these circumstances. What's the application? Write down your ideal. For example, to be a channel of peace. That's mine. That's one of mine. I have some really big personal goals too. Don't be afraid of that. When your mind is focused on an ideal, it filters the quantum soup to only align with that outcome. The quantum soup, it's all intelligent. There's nothing inanimate out here. It's all constantly transforming, morphing, all of it. It continues to, and it's all expressing you and every other person that contributes toward it. Step B, attuning the atoms, the vibration. Cayce spoke of the body in terms of vibratory forces. We've talked about, you know, this all vibration and frequencies. That's all it is. So you can go blah, 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 and this is wrong, and he did this, and she did this, blah, blah, blah. You know what the universe hears? It hears no words, no subjects, no arguments, right or wrong. It hears nothing. It just feels vibrations. That's it. So you can gab away about right and wrong. You aren't acting like a spiritual person. Where's that frequency coming from? That's all it's picking up on is frequency. Cayce spoke of the body in terms of vibratory forces, but he suggested that every cell has a form of consciousness that responds to the mind. Every cell. Every cell. Nothing's without consciousness. The reading for all healing, mental or material, is attuning each atom of the body to the awareness of the divine that lies within each atom, each cell of the body. Reading 334-2. Atom of the body, the awareness of the divine that lies within each atom. Every atom is divine. The science link, this is where you can bridge the DNA phantom effect to what I'm talking about right now. Cayce described vibrations as the language of the creative forces, the same way modern science looks at frequency and photons. So what's the DNA phantom effect? They place DNA within particles, photons. It changed depending on the DNA. It changed the surrounding molecules. When they removed the DNA, it didn't change. So when you walk in a room, you change everything. It doesn't go back to where it was. You change reality. It stays there until some other force comes in and changes that. That's the simplest way I can describe it. Your DNA is the beautiful code of the universe. So let's talk about step C, the still small voice. Meditation. To alter a probable future, one must enter the state where the future is being built. So if you read, whatever, or listen to a YouTube channel or message, this is how things are. It's always being built. It's never one thing. If you hear one thing and you believe it, you are entangled with it, you create it, and now you will live in it. So if you go on the floor, second or third floor of the mansion, I'm going to be in the penthouse, somebody else is going to be here, others in the penthouse with me, and you're going to say this is real, and we're all going to say yes, it is, because you're on that floor with these realities. So it is real for you. So don't be telling somebody, oh, well, that's not how things are. Well, yes, if they're on a different floor than you're on a different frequency, different vibration, their reality is completely different. And they are interacting with other frequencies. It isn't like you will not interact with lower frequencies. That's the whole point of the planet, is the teachings. But your reality itself will remain here. And the teachings that you get are meant to take you to the next level. All right? It's not meant to pull you down. Unless you make some cray-cray decisions that, like, I would rather struggle or suffer, you don't have to. To alter a probable future, one must enter the state where the future is being built. The reading, through prayer, we speak to God. In meditation, God speaks to us. I love that. That's reading 34-1. You talked about meditation. The mechanism, Cayce taught that by listening within, you reach the superconscious mind, which is the architect level. The architect, the builder. From here, you can plant new seeds of thought that override past karma or predicted cataclysms. Hello, altering the future. Prophecy is not destiny. Why aren't we paying attention? He said this over and over again. Cayce frequently told his clients that his predictions of their future were only probable, based on their current trajectory. So all these things you've heard that he's told us, they were based on the current feelings of the planet that were taking us to a specific trajectory, we've evolved. We're going into a higher consciousness, which means that those predictions are out the window, in my opinion. Can we destroy the planet? Can we go into all these cataclysms? Yes. Even Mother Earth is controlled by us, and that is a fact. That's scientific. We actually can end all of the earthquakes and all the other things that are going to happen. And of course, she has her own evolution too. Let's talk about the power of will. He stated there's no force more powerful than the human will. The reading destiny or karma depends upon what the soul has done about what it has become aware of. So you're not going to be punished for something you did back then. I'm a great person now, but I must have killed somebody in my last life. No, it depends on what the soul has done about what it has become aware of. Once you become aware of something, you change it, you make a choice. That's your karma and destiny. It changes like this. So your karma changes because now you say, you know what? I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be a narcissist. I don't want to be mean. I don't want to go on Landria's channel and put some stupid comment. That's a reflection of whatever sadness you're feeling. And my heart goes to you because I love you all. You can't hurt my feelings. The impact, only I have power over that. The impact by changing your mind builder patterns today, you literally dissolve the energetic web that was leading toward a negative outcome. You dissolve it by changing the patterns today. So if you have had a pattern of struggle, violence, bad relationships, financial difficulties, that's a web. That's a program. You destroy the web. You dissolve the energetic web because that outcome's going to be the same every time, the same, the same, the same. You're like, wait, nothing's changing. I'm praying. And you're praying what? We're going to talk about that. The power of emotion. This is the how-to section. DNA doesn't change just because we think a thought. It changes because we feel an emotion. This is science. Confirmation changes. Studies show that feelings, take this in, this is real stuff. Feelings of love, and we're going to hear this word love keep coming up. Love and appreciation physically unwind and relax DNA strands. That's a fact. While fear and stress tighten them. What's the result? We know. The lost mode of prayer, I spoke of that in my last video. The effective prayer isn't asking, which signals lack. It's feeling as if the result has already happened. This acts as the string that crystallizes the sugar solution of the quantum field. Why? Because we see it, we envision it, we know we're here, we feel that. But we know that this is totally possible and we choose it. So you have to get out of this. But how do I feel that if I'm here? You have to envision it. You have to know it is done and say thank you. Not, I need this, I need what, and that is, I don't have lack. And this is the biggest, let's just say, deficit to effective prayer. And this is why so many of you tell me, I've been praying for years because you feel I don't have and you need to give me something. You don't know your power. The global impact, Earth is a mirror. The individual is a direct relationship, is a direct reflection of the planetary scale, the Earth's magnetic field, the magnetic link. The collective human stress isn't just a social issue, it's a geophysical one. And they've done studies on this. And if you believe these things that have been told you're stressing out, you contribute to those geophysical events that will happen that Cayce saw that I don't believe are going to happen. The mirror effect, if the Earth mirrors consciousness, then Earth changes, magnetic pole shifts, weather patterns are physical manifestations of collective human polarization. This is how it works. What you're seeing out there, oh, it's getting worse and whatever, we're doing it. Do you believe that? I'll bet a lot of you actually don't believe that. If we are one, it has to be true. The square root of 1%, this is a powerful hope message. You don't need everyone to change. Just a small coherent group can stabilize the field, the square root of 1%. And they've proven over and over, and we talked about the Maharishi effect, have changed entire statistics of cities and violence and illness just with focused prayer. Just with focused prayer. What are you doing every night? I send light and love. And I'm having crazy orbs showing up. I just photographed. I haven't had that in ages. Nikki was here, the gal, my student, my friend who sees orbs. She was filming them. I said, I never see them. Oh, now they're here. They're showing up and I filmed them. Maybe I'll share those with you. Or I'll share it with my members. Yeah. DNA is the sophisticated antenna. Human DNA is far more than a storage device for biological data. It serves as a sophisticated bridge or antenna linking internal consciousness to the quantum field of possibilities. Science. Research suggests that DNA is an active force that influences the very fabric of reality rather than being a passive molecule. They've studied this. It affects our reality. It changes and it stays that way until which another force comes in. Dr. Vladimir Poponin conducted experiments demonstrating that human DNA can organize light particles known as photons into regular wave patterns within a vacuum. DNA can change that. The most startling discovery occurred after the physical DNA was removed. The photons remained their organized pattern, leaving a lasting imprint on a previously unknown field structure. DNA is powerful, and yours is unique. It's different than everybody else's. The phantom effect proves that our biological presence creates a persistent field that remains even when our physical body has moved. Beyond its interaction with light, DNA influences the behavior of atoms and molecules in our outer world, acting as a directive force in the physical environment. When you walk in a room, you're changing the environment. Because every human body contains trillions of cells, each with its own double helix antenna. The cumulative effect of an individual's presence creates a powerful field of influence over their surroundings. Emotion is the catalyst for change. The ability to influence the quantum field through our DNA antenna is not triggered by logic, but by human emotion. Here we go, frequency. The thoughts create the frequency. The frequency is what changes everything. It's not just the thought, it's the vibration that the thought creates. You get to choose from the soup of creation. The quantum field is often described as the soup of creation, a state where all possibilities exist simultaneously. A feeling picture acts as a catalyst within this saturated array of possibilities, much like a string placed in a saturated sugar solution causes crystals to form. A specific feeling nudges a specific outcome into physical reality. We only need small numbers to do this. Are you ready to embrace this? Because a lot is going to be revealed in the next few weeks. 2026 is a pivotal year, and I think it's going to be amazing. And if you don't think it is, so it is, says the universe, says the quantum field. Let's reclaim the builder. We've seen that DNA is not a prison, but a bridge. We've seen that the earth is not a cold rock, but a mirror. If mind is the builder, then we are the architects of the future. And every time you choose a feeling of compassion over one of stress, you are physically repatterning the light particles of your environment. We're made up of light. You're stabilizing the poles of the planet. Yes, you are stabilizing the poles of the planet. You are the lost mode of prayer in action. Start building a world of peace, cell by cell and thought by thought. I wanted to get this video out today. I'm exhausted, but I have to do it because this is my mission and it's yours. Every thought is contributing to the collective. I don't have to participate in your reality, but I will be an observer of it. What do you want for our future? Peace exists right now. You and I are creating it. Let us end the separation and the judgment, the anger My compassion and my love goes out to all of you who are feeling that, who want to blame somebody else or think there are sides to take. You will forget all of that when you leave here. All you remember is the anger or the joy and the love. You won't even remember what those conversations are. I hope that you will go down in my description. I have an Amazon store. I have products that beautiful business owners are producing for a new world. By the way, did you know that plastic container or that plastic wrap on anything you purchase? How long do you think it takes for that to disintegrate? It never does. You have to make a higher choice. So I've got products in there that don't come in plastic, which is so unhealthy for you. We can't claim anything that is the outside world's fault. We have to claim responsibility. And you and I are the co-creators. Reach into those tattered pockets, that tattered robe. They're filled with jewels, my friend. If you speak it, it is. But it's here. You got to believe it and know it. And the more you speak it, the more you'll feel it and the more it becomes. Allow this because this world is amazing. And yes, we are on a very disturbing planet of teachings. What do you get from them? How do you transform? Will you triumph? I have total faith and love and respect for you. And yeah, I believe that you can do anything you choose, that you put your mind, the builder, to. So you are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. And just one more thing. The Conscious Creator Vault is coming out in a couple of weeks. If you sign up for any of my email lists, I'm combining everything together into one vault. And every 30 days, you're going to get trainings in every area of your life. There's three main areas, and I give you 30 days to explore them, practices, and beautiful ways to detox, to clean, to change this, to go into consciousness, to earn in a way that is healthy and opens up the gateways of abundance you never imagined. Because all things are possible. Source doesn't make a mistake. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.